Hello, and welcome back to the next of my tutorials on how to do good old-fashioned two-dimensional CAD, AutoCAD. So to this video, we're going to draw for my classroom. It's CAD Practice Drawing 3, and it's this thing that we're looking at right now. The tricks here are going to be how to draw this line so that it's tangent to these curves or to that radius there, and how to locate some things. And we're going to do, I think, a pattern, polar pattern or circular pattern for these 6 holes here. And I always like to start by just kind of looking at my drawings and kind of trying to develop a strategy. I'm going to make this line right down here. I'm going to make that the 0 baseline, right? So I'm going to put that as y equals 0. And then as far as my x, if I want to make x equals 0 kind of over here, what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to say 82. So the whole thing is 82 wide plus 18 here and 18 there. So 82 plus 36. It's going to be 116. So 116. So this thing here, if it's half of that, be 41 and 18, 49. So 59. That makes sense, right? Half of 118 is 59. So we're going to start there, and then we're going to keep going. So I'm going to come back over to here to CAD. I'm going to start a new drawing. And since CAD is new to us, to me and to my students this year, because it's the first year I've actually had to teach that old-fashioned, CAD, I didn't learn the layers thing until kind of farther on. So I come over to this left side of my screen, click layers, and I'm going to add 2 layers. I'm going to add a construction layer. I'll add a layer, call it construction, and give it a different color. Yellow's fine. And then add another layer and add an object. And I'll leave that as white. And this time, I'm going to go into the construction layer is for lines that are construction lines. So lines that aren't really part of your object, but they're helpful in getting your pieces and parts located. So I'm going to draw some construction lines here to locate the centers of these circles and to kind of locate the center of this circle and this radius, and a construction line that will give me this kind of circle diameter where these little smaller circles, I could call that a bolt hole diameter or circle. But I want to have that kind of dashed line. I want to have that represented as a construction line. So we'll start by drawing a horizontal line at 30 above 0, and then another horizontal line at 72 units off of that. So I will come down back to my thing, go to my line tool, and I'm going to start my first line at, I'm going to do x equals -5, comma, and then y equals 30. And I know the whole thing is going to be 118, so I'm going to make the next points here at 123, so 5 greater than that, comma, 30. Enter. And I did something wrong, so let's undo. Undo. Okay. Now, that next point down here should be 123 on the X, and then 30 on the Y. And I've made a mistake. So let's start that over. I'm going to use a keyboard shortcut. You can click on the line tool, or you can start typing in your your command. So I type in L for line. I'll do my first point, -5, 30. And then my next point will be 123, 30. Enter. And then enter again to close your line tool. And then I'm going to do this offset command. Where is this? Offset is up here. And I am going to specify the distance. The distance between this line is 72, so that's going to be my distance. So type in 72, enter. Select the object I want to offset. So I want this line to be offset 72 above. So once it's above, I'll click my mouse button again, and then I will click the exit. So I've done my offset there. Now I'm going to do a vertical, and it's going to be 30 plus 72 is 102, plus this outside, this whole circle here is a diameter of 28, so it's going to be 102 plus 14, 116 tall. 116 tall. So we'll do like 121, and that's going to be at 59. X equals 59. So I will do a line, and my first point is going to be at 59, and I'm going to start comma -5. So I'm just making these construction lines a little bit bigger than the object itself. And then my next point will be again at 59. Oops. I want to escape out of that because I want my point to be 59, and then comma. Let's see, 116 plus 5 is 121. Enter. Enter again to close that. Now I'm going to do an offset from here. So I'm going to draw this line right here and here. And I might even draw these lines, these vertical lines right here. So I know that this offset, this time it's going to be 41, half of 82. Enter. And I want to click on this horizontal line, go 41 that way, and click on the line to go the other direction. So that takes care of that. I'm not real happy with how this is looking just yet. We're going to see. Yeah, okay. It's all good so far. Now, I'm going to do the circle right here. So this circle is a diameter. Ooh, there's my mistake. I see my mistake. I used this 28 as my circle. That's the inside diameter. So this thing is actually much taller. It's okay. I don't really need that point to go up above that, but it's going to go just above this circle right here and not this taller circle. Still, it's a mistake that's not unrecoverable. So I need to draw a diameter circle 48 for this kind of dash circle. So I'm going to go to my circle tool. It's going to ask you to locate the center point. Well, the center point is actually going to be where these two lines intersect, and then the diameter is 48. So I'm going to come down here and click diameter, and then type in 48. So there's my diameter, and that's pretty much all the construction lines that I really think I'm going to need. I might choose to go doing 14, 14 across either side here. I'll go ahead and do that. So I'll do offset of this vertical line of half of 28 is 14. So my offset distance is going to be 14. Enter, and I'm going to choose this line, 14 that way, and then choose that line again. Okay. Now that's all of my construction line. So I'm going to come up to my layer here and change to object. And then I'm going to zoom extents to kind of bring that up. Now I'm a little bit, I'm going to zoom out just a little bit because I know that I'm going to go a little bit bigger than that. So I'll actually start with these circles. Okay, so I'm going to do this 70 circle here, and then there's a 70 diameter outside and 28 diameter inside. So we'll do the inside. So type in C. Let's see. I want to offset. So escape. Come down here and click escape. Okay. Now C for circle. My center point will be this. And then I'll come down here to click diameter. And that diameter was 28. It should be inside that. That makes sense. And type circle, enter. Select that same intersection. This time the diameter is 70. Enter. Okay. Now I've got some circles to draw here. So this one is 18, so there's two of them. So I'll draw my 18 diameter circle. So C, enter. This is going to be the center of it. Diameter is 18. So 18, enter. And then C again for circle, enter. Choose this point, enter. And it remembers a radius of 9, diameter of 18, so enter. And then I'm going to draw these outside. So this is a radius of 18. So notice it says R, that means that's a radius. So I'm going to come back, circle, enter, choose that. This time I'm going to actually type in 18 and then enter. And then I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to come over C, enter, grab that center. Remember the diameter or radius is 18, so hit enter. Okay, and this bottom's 84. So it's actually 2 wider than that. So I'm going to do an offset of 1. Enter. So I'm going to go off of here by 1, and then offset on this one on the outside by 1. Now I can draw a line. So I'm going to exit first my offset tool. Then I can draw L for line, enter. And my first point is going to be this point right here. So it's not grabbing it. I'm going to come down here to this O snap. And I'm going to make sure that I can grab an apparent intersection, if that makes a difference. That's not letting me grab what I want. All right. So I'm going to have to do it the hard way. By the hard way, I mean I'm going to type in my endpoint. So I'm going to figure if this vertical line is at 59, I got to go 42 that way. So 59 minus 42 is 17. So I'm going to start at 17, 0, and then I'm going to go 59 plus 42, which is 101. Yeah. Okay, so 17 and 101. So go back to this thing. I'm going to undo that. I didn't mean to click the start the line there. So my first point, 17, comma, 0. Come click down here. My second point, 101, comma, 0. Enter. And then I can hit escape down here because that's my line. Now I'm going to try and do this. Draw a line from this line up to that intersection. Click escape. And then I'll do the same thing. L0 start line right here. Go straight up to that. And then enter. And I'm going to try and do a fillet. Radius 10. So check the radius, it's 10. Hit enter. Two sides I want is this one and this one. And does it work for me? It doesn't. Okay. Fillet. Radius 10. Enter. I don't think I clicked that radius button first. So now fillet. See, it says radius 10 down here. Then you choose your two sides here, here, and you get your curve. Now, the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do a line between this point right up here, straight across to that corresponding point across the top. And then enter to finish that. And then I'm going to do a line, L enter. I'm going to connect these points. So enter again, L enter, that point down to this point. Enter again. And here I have a radius of 10 up here and a radius of 8 down there. So I will come over here and I still have my fillet tool set with radius of 10. So I'll click here and then F shortcut, click, and then I'll click that line and that line. And then we'll do the fillet tool again. This time I have a radius of, click on this radius thing, set the new radius to 8. Is that right? R8. Enter. So now your radius is specified as 8. Now select my two lines here, here, and here. And then again here. Oh, well, somehow I deleted my line. So I am going to do a new line tool between this point and this point. Enter again, and now do my fillet so I can get that. Enter. Still radius 8. click here. And then I've got some extra drawings here. So there's a trim tool. I click the trim tool and I can trim all that extra. And trim this extra right here. Okay, now I've got to do these 6 circles and then these 2 tangent lines. So I'm going to do the circles first. And the circles are diameter of 8. So come over here, grab my circle tool. My first circle is at this intersection. So I know that half of 8 is 4. I can just do that. Now here's a new trick. Also trimmed an extra line off that I shouldn't have. I want to fix that too. Trim from here to there. Here's the new trick. I want to make a pattern of this. So I'm going to come up here and it says an array. I'll click array and it says select objects. I'm going to select that whole circle, select that circle. Actually, I don't want to select all of that. So I'm going to come down here and click escape. I'm going to go over to construction lines. I'm going to, over here on the left where it says construction, I'm going to click that to hide my construction lines. Now I'll go to array, select this circle, and then click enter. Now it says select array type, rectangular, path, or polar. I'm going to choose polar. Okay, so my center point is going to be that center point. And then the number of items I'm going to use is 6, which is already there, so that's fine. And so I hit enter, and I have my 6 things. Last thing to do are your lines. I don't know what I did here, where I've got a lot of lines that have been, so L enter. Escape. L enter. I must have gone crazy with my enter. It's my trim tool. Now, line, enter, and then I'm going to hold down, or I'm going to right click, and I'm going to grab snap overrides, and I'm going to choose tangent. That's the trick here. I don't want it to be tangent to this curve. Then I'm going to come up to here. I'm going to right click again, snap overrides, tangent. I'm going to click that, and then enter again, and that creates your tangent line between those 2 curves. So again, L for the line tool, bring that up. Come over close to where you want to work, right click, select snap overrides, and then scroll up to tangent, because you want a tangent line to that curve, and then come up to the next curve, right click, snap override, tangent, choose that curve, and then you can enter to close out that tool. I can zoom extent, you get that centered on my screen. That is your full project. Now we can go to layout 1, and I can actually at this point start adding dimensions. So I can dimension, say, from here to Let's go from here to here. 82. Let's go from this point to this point. 84. Let's go from this point to there's 102. This point straight down. That point is 30. I can start grabbing, like this is an R35. I say this radius 8. This is the radius, a diameter of 18. Oops. So I cancel that. Go back into my here. Grab that as an R18. I can grab that. This is a diameter of 28. I can even get the distance between here and here is 28. Let's see what else I need to have. I think that might get well. If I show that circle, I could get that bolt hole, but that gets you the gist of it. Now I come over here to my properties, make sure I change to the letter size, zoom extent again. That looks good. And then you can plot it. Sure. Somebody didn't save it, so cancel. Letter size. Now plot. Double check its letter size. Click plot. You've got your drawing done. Ready to download. And there it is. Even has in light yellow, you can kind of see some of the construction lines. So that's